All right, so this video I'm going to explain to you how I do my expired domain research and analysis of the domains that I find. So this will be kind of on the fly, and also I've got a list of domains that I've also kind of looked over already. So just try to keep it smooth. But you may be asking, okay, Kurt, it's 2014, PageRank hasn't been updated for a year. Why are you showing a website that's talking about PageRank? And I think this needs some explanation because a lot of people in forums and Facebook groups seem to really misunderstand the impact of PageRank, and they have taken some quotes from well-known SEOs saying that PageRank's dead, and they've actually gone too far with that. Because first of all, PageRank is not dead whatsoever. PageRank is still used in every single search query by Google. They use PageRank to determine the value of a website. Now, PageRank is no longer being updated on the front end, on the GUI, on the user interface side. But on the back end, in Google's own metrics, PageRank is still a very big, has a very big metric. It impacts every search, and they're updating it all the time. So PageRank is alive and kicking, and it's still a very valuable metric. The tricky part is knowing, well, then what is the PageRank for a website today? And that's where it can be difficult, especially for newer websites. If you have a brand new website, then PageRank, you're never going to have PageRank. It's always going to show a PR of NA if you just started your website in the last year. Until they update PageRank again, which may or may not happen. It sounds like it won't happen. So for the time being, PageRank is static, and for a new website, that means it's useless. But when we are looking at expired domains and we are looking at valuable backlinks, we are not looking for new websites and backlinks from new websites. We're looking for backlinks from old, authority, powerful websites. And most of the time, an expired domain is going to be old. And so it's going to have backlinks from old pages. These backlinks that have sat on an old page for years without being removed. And in a lot of ways, a backlink that's on an old page that hasn't been removed for years is a really good backlink, because that means it's never going to be removed, and you'll always have that backlink pointing to the domain. So that brings me to this. Why are we looking at this Google PageRank table, this values? I did a quick search on Google because I've seen this before, and this is a really good example of what the value of a backlink is when we're talking about PageRank. So this little chart, just to explain it to you, is basically saying if you have a website and you wanted to try to get for that website to become a PageRank 3, what would it take? Well, it would take approximately 555 backlinks from PR1 websites to make your website a PR3. It would take 101 backlinks from PR2 websites to make it a PR3. It would only take 18 to 19 backlinks to make it a PR3 if those were coming from other PR3 sites. Look, it only takes a single PR5 backlink in order to make a domain a PR3. So you see that one PR5 backlink will turn a domain with 0 PageRank into a domain with a PageRank of 3. And then it just continues to go up here. Look, if you had a single PR6 backlink, that would generate a website that has a PageRank of 4. So one PR6 backlink would give you a PR4 website. Meanwhile, it would take 3,000 PR1 backlinks to give that same website a PR4. So I show you this to explain that when looking at expired domains, it's quality, not quantity, when we're looking at backlink profiles. Everyone is into metrics, and I get it. I understand why. I worked as a business intelligence analyst. What I do is analytics, and metrics are an excellent indicator of an overview, a quick look, a picture of what's going on. But metrics like domain authority, trust flow, citation flow, even PageRank, when used by themselves, are very misleading. And when you're looking at metrics like trust flow and domain authority, they are easily manipulated by quantity of links or types of links, or spammy links. You can raise trust flow by getting a bunch of those Russian safe links, for very cheap, and all of a sudden your trust flow can be, shot through the roof. But you would never want that on a money site. So with that said, so metrics can be misleading. A lot of times you'll see a website, an expired domain, that has only a handful of backlinks. But if those backlinks come from high authority pages or pages with high PageRank, because remember, PageRank hasn't been updated for a year, but say we're looking at a website and a page on a website that's been online for 10 years and it has a PR of 5 or a 6. Do you really think that in the last year, that PR 5 or PR 6 page that hasn't changed in 5 or 10 years all of a sudden lost its PageRank? Do you think in the last year that there's no longer a valuable link? The obvious answer is no. It didn't lose any of its value. People are just stopping they're not looking at PageRank anymore because they think it's meaningless, and that's unfortunate. Well, it works okay for me because I guess it leaves more websites for me to register. So what I'm looking for is I would much rather find an expired domain that has one PR6 backlink than 500 PR1 backlinks. Now, there are benefits to both, but one PR6 backlink is more valuable than 500 PR1 backlinks. If you looked at the trust flow, citation flow, domain authority, this one, if it only had one backlink from a PR6, those metrics would be very low and you would just pass right over that website. If you saw this one that had 500 links from PR1 websites and they were all clean, you would think that is a golden domain. Golden, because it's got 500 clean backlinks. But the power of those 500 backlinks is less than the power of one PR6 backlink. So if I had to choose between a website that had one quality PR6 backlink that's been there for years and I would expect that it won't go away for years, versus a domain that has 500 PR0, PR1 type backlinks with no high PR backlinks to it, I would choose the one that has the one really quality backlink, because you can't go out and buy that link from a really high authority website. Whereas you can build thousands of PR1 backlinks every day using tools. So we are after these high authority valuable backlinks. Okay, so with that said, let me show you how I would do some of this analysis on my expired domain list to figure out which domains have these single or handful of really high power backlinks without having to just look at the metrics and missing out on those domains. Okay, now what I've got here is a list of domains that came out from one of my expired domain crawling sessions. I think there's 360 domains in here, and these were just a few hours of running, and I found 360 domains using my expired domain crawling tool. So I specifically created a seed list with high PR domains to start with, because I know that if I find a domain, an expired domain with a link from one of those seed list sites, there's a high probability that it's going to be a good backlink, and that would give that domain power when used as a PBN or as a 301 redirect. because then it's taking the juice from a high PR link and passing it forward, rather than taking the juice from a bunch of low PR links that you might find with a higher metric type of domain. So I'm not even showing metrics here. All I'm showing is the domains, expired domains, and the page where it was found. So I'm going to show you my next step on how I figure out which one of these has a high PR backlink without looking at Majestic. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy every single URL where we found the domains. So the CSV file comes with, like I said, the domain and the page where it was first found during the crawl. So you can go the next step further, and this just shows one URL where it found this domain, but you can look at it's a little bit more advanced, but there's the other file from the output of the domain crawler is the found domains file, and you could cross-reference that. You could see all of the pages where a specific domain was found during the crawl. And the reason I say that is because Majestic and Ahrefs, they don't always know all of the domains and all the links. In fact, frequently I will find pages with expired domains on them where Majestic doesn't even say that page is a backlink, because they never saw it. Majestic just doesn't get all of the backlinks. But that doesn't mean they're not valuable. So here we go. I'll take this list of URLs, copy them, and I will paste these into Scrapebox. All right, so I already pasted them in, and then I did a PageRank check for all of the URLs that I pasted in, and now I sorted it by PageRank. First thing that jumps off the page to me is one of those expired domains in that list has a PageRank or has a backlink from a page with a PR8. So let me just repeat that. One of the domains on that spreadsheet has a backlink from a PageRank 8 page. Okay? Let me show you the metrics for that domain, and you tell me if it looks like a good domain or not. So here we are in Majestic, and I went to the spreadsheet and I pulled out the expired domain that had that PR8 backlink. And this is what Majestic would show you. It has a trust flow of 11, a citation flow of 5, and it shows 4 backlinks, 3 referring domains. I'm just going to guess that the majority of you would have passed right over this domain. And that's okay. That's to be expected. Okay? The reason is you're trained and taught to look at metrics, and you're not taught as well on how to look at backlinks. And that's what this video is doing, is I want to show you that the value is in the backlink. Metrics in themselves have no value whatsoever, except for maybe selling the domain to somebody who doesn't know any better. But if you're actually building a PBN site or using these domains as a 301 redirect, then the real power, the value of that domain comes from the backlinks, not from the metrics. Understand what I'm saying? Metrics in themselves have no value. It's the backlinks that provide the value. So we already know that this domain has a PR8 backlink and that the metrics look weak. Okay, so that's my example. I just wanted you guys to see what I'm talking about, see how to do a little bit deeper research, and start analyzing your domains from a different angle. Look at the domains at what kind of power will they pass, not what kind of metrics do they present. 2 different concepts. One of them is going to help you with ranking, and the metrics are an indicator, but they in themselves are not what ranked websites. It is link juice. So look at the backlinks, find those domains with a high PageRank backlink from an old website, an old page somewhere, and you're going to find yourself a domain that has power that can be used to rank websites.